what is the plan to do about the food healthcare industry and getting the artificial foods banned in our urban communities that have less access to organic whole foods?
So, Bobby Kennedy, right? Everybody likes Bobby, and he's so big into the health food and women things, everything. He wants to do things in the environment. And he endorsed me. First time a Kennedy's ever endorsed a Republican. Maybe it's going to be the last, but I doubt it. And he's a great guy. He would be so perfect. He doesn't like artificial foods, and he doesn't like pesticides and all the stuff they put on them. And if you listen to him for 10 minutes, I mean, he says other countries that don't do anything are healthier than us, okay? We're not that healthy, to put it mildly. So no artificial foods. We don't want artificial. We have plenty of food. The food isn't our problem. And our farmers are great. And our farmers aren't allowed to do their job. You know, our farmers did great 4 years ago. They were doing just about the best they've ever done. They're not doing well at all now. We're not going to have artificial foods. We don't want artificial foods. We want healthy foods. And a lot of things are going to be going. And I'll tell you, I'm going to have Bobby Kennedy involved in it. He's a great guy. And even the way when I mentioned his name, all you guys, and you're tough cookies. You know, you wouldn't think, sometimes you'd say, maybe you wouldn't like a guy like Bobby. But he's a person that talks more about food and health than anything else. So I think that's cool. So we'll get it taken care of. You'll be healthier in 4 years from now than you are now, and you look very healthy to me, by the way.
All right, brother.
Thank you. Go ahead.
What do you have for the
Yes,
president?
Mr. Trump. My biggest concern is the future and the future generation,
Right.
my kids' generation.
Yeah.
A lot of people are worried that attaining the American dream at this point in time and in the near future is going to be unattainable for this upcoming generation, which I have kids that are part of that generation.
How many kids you have?
I have two, a 17 and an 18-year-old.
Good.
Now, I believe one of the biggest hurdles we have when it comes to attaining that American dream is overtaxation.
Yeah.
When it comes to federal taxes,
Right.
I know we're going to bring back, I'm sure you're going to start back up the pipeline,
Right.
the Keystone Pipeline,
In 2 minutes.
which is going to generate an abundance of revenue.
Right.
Also, with the tariffs that you've spoken of. So my question is, with all this extra revenue
Yeah.
we're going to be bringing into the country, so do you believe at some point in time we could find a way, once the country's back on its feet and getting enough revenue and paid off our debt, do you
Yeah.
think it's possible to find a way to eliminate federal taxes?
There is a way. There is a way.
And how do you feel about it?
You know, in
and
the
what
old
steps would you
days,
take?
when we were a smart country, in the 1890s and all, this is when the country was relatively the richest it ever was. It had all tariffs. It didn't have an income tax.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Now we have income taxes, and we have people that are dying. They're paying tax, and they don't have the money to pay the tax. No, in the old days, 1890, 1880, we had so much money, they had to set up committees, blue ribbon committees, how to spend our wealth. We had no idea how to spend it with so much money. Then we went to the income tax system, and the rest is sort of history. But no, there is a way. I mean, if what I'm planning comes out, it's a great question, by the way.
Everyone could attain
You're
the
a pretty
American dream.
sophisticated cat, you know.
Everyone could attain the American dream if it wasn't for the high cost, the burden of high taxes, and
Everything.
we're taxed at every step of the way.
Yeah.
When we make it, when
And
we spend
regulations. And regulations. So
Absolutely.
I cut more regulations in 4 years than any other president by 4 times. Yeah, let's go. You were going to ask one question.
What is one thing that you probably feel like you didn't do in your first term that you feel like you could do better now?
I'll tell you the one thing, because I did, you know, look, we had the best economy with the best border. We had so I did a lot of good stuff, rebuilt the military. It's all about people. I got to get the right people. You know, when I went there, I won. 92% of the presidents, 92% for the whole history of our country were politicians. 8% were generals. No admirals. 8% were, that's it. That's 100%. 92 and 8. They were politicians and they were generals. General Washington, you know, et cetera, George Washington. Thank you. You're doing very good at that. I'm just going to sign this out. Give me
I
the-
got longer arms than you.
Yeah, you do have longer arms. So here's what we do. We take all of that and we come, and here comes Donald Trump down the line. And so it's about people. It's all about people. I went to Washington 17 times in my entire life. So I wasn't a Washington person. I was a New York person. So when I went to Washington, all of a sudden I'm standing in the White House opposite the Lincoln bedroom. And I said, man, this is so amazing. But I didn't really know too many. So I had to rely on people to give me recommendations for people, to run agencies, to be secretary of this, secretary of that, all big stuff. And I didn't know anybody. I had to rely. And I still did great. Look, we rebuilt the military. We knocked out ISIS. We did all these things. We did great. We had the best economy. We had the best everything. Everything was good. But I had some people that, if I had it to do again, I wouldn't have used. Now I've been there 4 years, plus another 4 that I'm sort of there in a way. I know the best people. To me, it's all about people. You got to have the right people. We have the best people lined up. We're going to do a great job. Listen, so I'm going down to see the Wall Street Journal. If I had my choice, I'd stay with you for 2-3 hours because you guys are great. You guys are the same as me. It's the same stuff. We were born the same way. I grew up in Queens and all of that. I mean, you know, it's. I had a great father. I had a father who was a great guy. He was tough but good, big heart, big heart. And he was a construction guy, pretty much, and a real estate guy. And I learned a lot from him. He was great. But I know you people so well. Without knowing you, I know you so well. When I walked in here, I said, this is home territory. And I really appreciate it. And you are fantastic. I bet he's a fantastic father. Take care of that guy, right?
I think we got time for one more,
Okay,
Mr. President. Go ahead,
Mr.
brother.
President, are there things that...
Is he a good barber, too?
Yeah.
Who's better, you or him as a barber? How long have you worked here?
11 years.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Could he give me a good haircut, yet?
You gonna do it?
I mean,
I do it.
That's the master right there.
Who's the master? Is he the
That man
best?
Right there. He's the best.
These are oldest guys. 35 years. I've been coming in 35 years.
He looks like a young guy.
yeah, I've been
That's
coming to him since
Good job. You did a good job with your
1991.
boy, I'll tell you, right?
Yeah.
You did a good job with your son, huh?
He's a great kid.
He's doing
Love it.
good.
I'm proud of
And you
him.
have other kids, too?
Yeah, I got four altogether. 2 girls and 2
All
boys.
good. I'll bet all good,
They're
right?
all doing great.
I can look at him and see that
Yeah.
you all
I'm
turned out
happy.
good.
I'm in peace.
Do they work here, too, at all?
No. One of them works with him in his restaurant.
Two that works with me.
Oh, good. What do you do?
I'm a real estate investor and I own a
Good.
restaurant and a bar.
Good, great. You look great.
Hey, I'm here next to the president. I gotta look great.
President, I think we can say here collectively, I met all these guys today for the first time, but we all love America just like you.
thank
And that's why we're here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Really
President.
nice. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for giving
you.
us-
Excellent. Great job.
That was fun. I just sat back, facilitated the conversation, and it looked like the guys enjoyed speaking, and it was natural the whole time.
People
I'm
want
going
to
to
have a
Atlanta
voice.
as well.
People want to have a voice. They don't just
Yep.
want to vote. They want to be. They want to know they're being heard.
I've been
Yeah, but-
begging Republicans to do it for years. He's the first one to take me up on that offer, so we'll
All
see what
right.
happens.
Well, and then you have another one
Atlanta.
that's airing later this week.
Yep, and we're going to play some more of that interview with the former president tomorrow as well.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.